I believe there has never been a time in our history that has offered so much freedom, information and opportunity for us to enjoy the rewarding and fulfilled and happy life we all want. I also believe everyone should honour themselves and their abilities, honour their opportunity and their potential, and stop living their life restrained by the opinion of others and their irrational fears and limiting beliefs. We owe it to ourselves, our family and friends and the world to be able to get to the end of our lives and think, you know what, that was great. I've lived a purposeful life. Yes, there's been some tough times. Yes, I've made plenty of mistakes and I've had my fair share of failures. I've lived a worthwhile, enthusiastic, engaged and fulfilled life that's been full of wonder and happiness and abundance and joy and love. And I feel so proud and blessed to have achieved everything I wanted to. Because life should be fun and exciting and fulfilling and, yes, sometimes challenging, but ultimately rewarding, right? And of course, everyone would agree with that. But for many people, life isn't like that. Life can often feel a struggle, become monotonous and feel unrewarding, full of worry and fear about money and jobs or their business or the economy or their future, their family's future. And yes, they still have the daydreams and the thoughts and ideas circulating in the back of their minds. But their fears and limiting beliefs stop them from developing those ideas any further, killing their dreams without even giving them a chance. And I know this happens because I faced all of those struggles myself. I've woken up in the night with cold sweats worrying about the future. I've lived through the times where I longed for Friday so I didn't have to face the world for a few days over the weekend. I've had those dreams that I've just been so excited about I couldn't get to sleep. Only for me to think to myself the following day, you can never do that. You're not intelligent enough, or charismatic enough, or you can't speak well enough, or you can't write well enough. Who do you think you are? And I've also been responsible for a business failure. And for those of you who are new to this show and don't know my story, well, back in 2008, I had to liquidate one of my companies because it just got into too much financial trouble. And for the next 2 years, I just drifted through life, doing the absolute bare minimum. I felt depressed, lethargic, pessimistic, and I just lost all passion for life. And by 2010, it just got so bad, I knew I had to try to do something. I knew I had to find out the reason why I was feeling and acting like I was. And I wanted to understand why my business failed. I wanted to understand why I kept making the same mistakes in life and why I kept experiencing the same problems. I suppose in short, I just wanted to understand who I was. And I realised that may sound silly, but who was I? What were my beliefs, my morals and my values? What was my philosophy on life? And where did all this stuff come from? So I went away and I learned. I wanted to learn how the brain created thoughts and stored and retrieved memories and developed beliefs. So I studied neuroscience and neuropsychology. I studied behaviour and perception and relationships and cultural conditioning, human potential and a wide range of personal development methods. I've listened to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of audio programmes and read countless blogs and magazine articles and reports. I've studied in great detail some of the most successful people in the world to gain insights on how they manage, how they think. And those 6 or 7 years of education have led me to the biggest, most important discovery of my life. And it was this. It's our past that's deciding our future. Your past is deciding your future. Your future happiness, your future earnings, wealth, relationships, careers. Your past is deciding what kind of property you live in and where, your social standing, what holidays you go on and how often you have them. Your past is deciding what fears you have, your health and your phobias. Your past is deciding how you react in different situations, the different types of arguments you'll have, and what makes you happy and sad, anxious or confident, angry or calm. Your past is even deciding how long you will live. And I say that because everything that I've just mentioned are just your beliefs. Beliefs which were formed by the environment you grew up in, by the opinion of others, the experiences you've witnessed and the experiences you've had. And they're beliefs that are not the reality. They're just your perception of what is achievable or not achievable, of what is realistic or not realistic, or even what you believe you deserve you can have or you do not deserve to have. And you will always live your life within the boundaries of what you believe to be possible or not, what you believe to be true or not. And this one realisation, this one breakthrough, well, it was life-changing for me. Because now I knew why I felt the way I did. I knew why I acted the way I did, and I knew why I believed what I did. And now I knew that I could work out a way to change my beliefs to be the person I wanted to be, living the life I wanted to live. And over these next 3 episodes, I'm going to share with you the exact 3-part Dream, Trust, Achieve method I created and used in my own life. It's a method that's took me from a place of no passion, little confidence, ambition, hope or direction to someone who feels alive again, living a fulfilled, exciting and rewarding life, living a life with complete clarity of whom I am and the dreams I'm going to achieve. Living a confident life that is now actually aligned with my life purpose. And the Dream, Trust, Achieve method will show you, first, how to unearth what your dreams are and what your life purpose is. Second, the method I use to change my beliefs from I can't do that to I'm going to have the life I want and deserve, and I trust in that. And this step is critical because, honestly, if you don't believe you'll achieve your dreams, then you won't. And third, it will show you how to keep yourself on track to achieve your dreams and fulfill your life purpose. Now, before we go through the first part of the Dream, Trust, Achieve method, there's a question I would like you to ask yourself. What age do you believe you'll live to? Now, I'm asking you to think about this, well, for 2 reasons. 1, it's an important part of the process I'm about to share with you. And 2, I should think it's also an important part of your life. And look, I don't want to sound morbid, but think about this. Don't you find it strange that whenever you listen to any guru about goal setting or achieving dreams, they never actually mention life expectancy? Now, for me, being alive is one of my top priorities. And as you will discover more and more over the coming weeks, subconsciously you will have a set of beliefs on what you can or cannot achieve, own or experience in every single part of your life. And yes, this includes a belief on how long you're going to live. So try to have a think about it and see if you can come up with an age. Now if your answer is low, don't panic. Mine was as well. My dad died when he was 54, my stepdad died in his early 60s. The closest 2 males in my entire life have never even made it to retirement. So when I sat down and started thinking about how old I would live to, I honestly couldn't see myself living beyond 60. And if you're experiencing the same problem, this is what I did, and it'll help you too. I started by writing down that I would live to 70. My belief said 60 years, so to imagine I would live to 70 wasn't too much of a stretch. And this is an important point. Never stretch what you believe to be possible so far that you don't even take it seriously. Now let me explain what I mean by that. I believed I wouldn't live beyond 60 years. My overall dream was to live in sound health, body and mind for at least 100 years. But if I jumped from 60 years to 100 years in one step, my subconscious mind would have dismissed it outright. In other words, the difference between what I believed and what I wanted was so large my mind wouldn't have taken me seriously at all. That's why I started with the idea of living for 70 years. There's still a difference between the 60 years that I believed I would live to and the 70 years I now wanted to live to, but it was close enough for my mind not to dismiss the idea completely out of hand. But of course, my overall dream was still to live to 100 years. So this is what I did. First, I dwelt on living to 70 for weeks. I just kept imagining myself waking up on my 70th birthday, pictured exactly what I looked like and the clothes I was wearing, until one day, and it took around a month, maybe 5 weeks, I became comfortable with the idea that I would live to 70 years old. I now believed I would. I had altered my belief on how long I was going to live. Second, I repeated the process of imagining myself waking up on my birthday, what I looked like and the exact clothes I was wearing, except this time it was my 71st birthday. I already believed I was going to live to 70, so it only took me a day or 2 to actually accept I was now going to live to 71. And then third, I imagined myself waking up on my 72nd birthday, and then my 73rd birthday. I just kept repeating the process until eventually I believed I would live for 100 years. And now when I think about living to 100, instead of hearing this dismissive voice inside my head, which is saying, yeah, whatever, be realistic, I now instantly imagine myself waking up on my 100th birthday. And you wouldn't believe how much that has changed my life without any conscious effort from me. Just because my beliefs have changed from I'm only going to live to 60 to now I'm going to live to 100 years old. It's process is so powerful, and you can apply that method to any area of your life. Okay, so now let me take you through the first part of the Dream, Trust, Achieve method that I call Dream, Discovery and Summary. Now, as the name suggests, this stage is all about discovering what your dreams are and then summarising them on paper. And to help you organise and develop your ideas, I've created a very simple tool called the 8-page Life Planner. There's only 2 steps you need to take. Step 1. This is discovering and then summarising your one overriding life purpose. Or you may prefer to call it your life's mission or your life story. What you call it doesn't matter. It's just the one thing above all else you want to achieve in your life. And then step 2 is discovering and summarising how the rest of your life would be if you had your dream life. Okay, so let's go through the first step for you. The most powerful way for you to discover your true purpose in life is to imagine you're at the end of your life looking back. Not from your perspective today, looking forward. You imagine you're at the end of your life looking back on what you have already achieved, not looking forward to what you might achieve, based on what you believe is possible or not possible now. And this method is so powerful for 2 reasons. First, looking back on your life rather than looking forward gives you a different perspective on what you would like to achieve, be known for or contribute to the world. Because psychologically it lifts you out from whatever your circumstances are today. You're taking a step back and detaching yourself from your current situation, and it's really powerful and liberating. It gives you the opportunity to think about what you would like to achieve in your life without any of the perceived limitations you have now. And second, it gives you time. And believe me, time is your greatest friend at this stage. Now, let me give you an example to explain what I mean. Let's say your life purpose is to help 1 million children to become more confident and find their true passion in life. Well, the conventional advice would now tell you to sit down and place a deadline on when you're going to achieve that dream. And then once you've done that, immediately start working out all the actionable steps you need to take to achieve that. Well, let me tell you, unless that dream is within the realms of what you believe is possible, your subconscious mind is going to freak out. You'll start arguing against yourself immediately. Who do you think you are? What makes you think you're qualified enough to help 1 child, let alone 1 million? Who's going to listen to you anyway? And you'll throw away your dream before you even start. Now, in contrast, if you think about your dream from the perspective of you looking back on your life and put it this way: I'm so proud that I helped 1 million children become more confident and find their true passion in life, then your subconscious mind is not going to freak out, because you've given yourself no time pressure to achieve it. You've not instantly overwhelmed yourself by giving yourself all these actionable steps you've got to take to get there. You're not giving yourself anything to worry about. You know it's going to happen, you just don't know how yet. And that's all you need to do in this first stage. Okay, so that's why you should discover your life purpose from the perspective of you looking back on your life, rather than from the perspective you have now looking forward. And to start the creative process of discovering and summarising your life main purpose, take 8 sheets of paper, and on one of the sheets of the paper, write down the following. I woke up early on my 100th birthday. And you just change that birthday number to whatever you believe in a moment. So, I woke up early on my 100th birthday. I walked over to my window and opened the curtains. As I looked out onto the garden, I noticed the warm glowing colours of the most beautiful sunrise reflecting off the morning dew. And in that moment of quiet serenity, I felt an amazing sense of gratitude for... And then you just finished that sentence. What is the one overriding thing you want to achieve in your life? Write down the one thing that will give you the greatest amount of enjoyment, fulfillment and satisfaction. And here's a couple of tips to help you with this step. 1, be self-centered when figuring out your life purpose, just for this step. And what I mean by that is, don't write down that my main purpose in life is to bring up a loving, caring, supportive, well-adjusted, well-educated family. For now, just presume that's all going to happen anyway. 2, when you imagine yourself waking up on your birthday, immerse yourself in the scene. Close your eyes and feel the cotton bed sheets as you wake up. Feel the carpet between your toes as you walk over to the window. Notice how the room is decorated. Hear the birds singing. Feel the warmth of the sunrise as you look out of the window. The more real you can make this, the easier it's going to be for you to discover what your true purpose is. 3, please keep in mind that this is just a summary of your greatest achievement. Just a brief outline of what it is you want to achieve. You don't need every last detail at the moment. You don't need to know exactly how you're going to achieve it. Just trying to discover what would give your life the most meaning, the most satisfaction, the most purpose, and that's it. To give you an idea of what I mean, the first time I wrote out this sentence, it ended like this. And in that moment of quiet serenity, I felt an amazing sense of gratitude for being able to help millions of people around the world live a better life. And that was it. I didn't have a clue on what part of their lives I was actually supposed to be helping them with, or how I was going to do it, or what I wanted to do. All I knew was, whenever I imagined myself waking up on my 100th birthday, the one thing that just kept coming to my mind when I came to the end of that sentence was being able to help millions of people around the world live a better life. And I just wrote that down. And that was it. That was my life purpose, my mission. And then of course, the more I thought about it, the more I trusted it, then the more the idea evolved. And the more the idea evolved and developed, the more detailed my life purpose became. And the more detailed my purpose became, I got more ideas on how I was actually going to achieve it. And I'm going to cover that whole process with you in the next episode. But my final tip for this step is this. Allow yourself the time to think with no limits. Linger on that sentence. Just keep thinking about it. Go to sleep every night thinking about it. You'll know when you've discovered your life purpose. You'll just know. Now, you may discover it within 5 minutes, and that's perfect. Or it might take you 5 months, and that's perfect. How long it takes isn't important. The only thing that is important is that you don't stop thinking about it until you do discover what it is you want to do most in your life. Okay, that's step 1, done. Now let's go through step 2 for you. This is where you discover and summarise how the rest of your life would be if you had your dream life. And to help you achieve that and to keep your thoughts organised, you should divide your life up into different categories. Now, obviously, you're going to have your own thoughts and ideas on what areas of your life you want to focus on. But to get you started, this is what I suggest you do. Take your remaining 7 sheets of paper and then write down the following titles at the top of each page. So on page 1, number 1, spirituality and character. Now for some, this category could include their faith. For me, I used it to identify the person who I wanted to be, my character. Page 2, number 2, health and fitness. And then on the next page, number 3, family, friends, social relationships. Page 4, number 4, career, business, work. And page 5, love, romance, partners. And page 6, wealth, recreation, quality of life. And then on your last page, community, charity and contribution. You then choose one of these categories and you think about what that particular area of your life would look like if everything was perfect, if you were living your dream life. Then once you start coming up with some ideas, write them down on the page as short statements. But, and this is absolutely critical, you write down the statements as if they were fact, already a reality in your life, whether they are yet or not. To give you an example, if you were working on the category of health and fitness, you may sit down and think, okay, well, if I was living my dream life, I would weigh this much, I would exercise 3 times a week, I would eat more healthily and have a balanced diet. So you take those ideas and write them down as fact, which could be something like, I find it easy to maintain my perfect weight. I love exercising at least 3 times a week. I enjoy eating healthy, nutritious foods. Okay, so you get the idea. Always write the statements as fact, not as hope or ambitions. And I'll explain why that's so important in the next episode. Then that's it. It's that easy. You just simply repeat that process for each of the 7 categories of your life. Now, just like the first step, don't get bogged down with too many specific details at this stage. All you're aiming for is a high-level overview of what your dream life would look like. Because remember, the purpose of this first stage of the Dream, Trust, Achieve method is to do just 2 things. 1, discover, to start thinking and discover what you actually want to achieve in your life. And 2, summarise. So once you have discovered your dream or your life purpose, you just write down a summary of what that is. Okay, so that's how you start creating your 8-page life planner, with pages 1 to 7 covering all the main areas of your dream life, and page 8 summarising your main mission in life, your life purpose. Now, keep in mind that your planner should and will evolve. As your thoughts develop and become more clear, you should be tweaking it, removing things from it and adding ideas to it, especially in the early days. Because This 8-page life planner is just the start. But as you know, you cannot achieve anything until you decide to start. And you're either going to decide to take action and begin this dream, trust, achieve method, or you're not. And that's fine, it's your choice. But I know it would help you to take control of your life and to start you on a journey towards the life you want and you deserve. I know that because I've learned, developed and applied this method in my own life. But before you can start that journey, you've first got to decide to begin. Are you going to continue living a largely frustrating, unfulfilled life, constrained by periods of self-doubt and worry and fear? Or are you going to decide today to begin your journey towards the fulfilled, rewarding, enriched, purposeful life you want and you deserve? I believe this is your time. And like I always say, this week, these days, this now is going to pass anyway. So why not decide to make this now your time to begin? Decide to make this now your super now. A super now that when you look back on it, it will just make you go, wow. Hi, it's J. Marsh, host of the Super Now Wow Show. I hope you found this week's episode really helpful. Now, if you would like a deeper level of training, then I have filmed a 3-part video training program to complement these episodes. Now, I'm really proud of these videos because I believe they'll not only inspire people to want to achieve their dreams, but they'll also provide them with the step-by-step instructions on how they can achieve their dreams. Now, these training videos, they're completely free for my Dream, Trust, Achieve Academy members. To become a member of the Academy, please click here and then enter your name and email address where indicated. Membership is completely free and it always will be. So thank you for watching the show, and until next time, dream big, trust it will be, and start achieving the life of your dreams.